Welcome back to Brain Driven Brands, hosted by Levenger and Legos. What's going
Hello.
on?
Hey, you used my last name. Thank you. We were just talking before we got on this recording. Why is it that only men use each other's last names as like a point of camaraderie? Women would never. I've never had that happen to me in my life, ever.
Because we're different.
Thanks for that.
We're
Astute
different.
observation. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. If we had a law firm, it'd be called Levenger and Legos.
Levenger and Legos.
Yeah.
Why not Legos and Levenger?
I think you always put the longer one first, don't you?
Well, that's a good question. How do they decide which name goes first in a law firm? I don't know.
That is probably like seniority and like who started first. And
I guess so. But some of it also I find funny because it's almost like Bacchus and Bacchus. It's like the same last name. Like, why
Yeah.
do you have them both on there? If both of your last names is Bacchus,
right, just name it that.
just name it Bacchus Law Firm. Kill me. People,
I think
that's
it's so
ridiculous.
funny how many companies are named like Johnson and Son. And it's just like this dude, like this dude's kid.
It's just dude and child.
Yeah.
We don't do that in other places. This might be an episode of just like all the weird societal things that we don't do and we do that just don't make much sense. Like, why
I would
don't we
love to
just
see
say-
a marketing agency
Yeah.
that's called like Smith and Son. I think that'd be fun. No one's doing that.
That's me, the marketer, and my child.
Yeah.
Well, I'm currently just training to take over this because I'm burnt out.
Speaking of men and women, no one does Johnson and daughter, you know?
Yes. What is
No
with
one does that.
Kill me. Like, I'm just tell me, people, why is this a thing? Like, our society is the strangest society. And I understand the reasons why all of this happened, blah, 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 like Puritan roots, whatever. I understand the history. Don't lecture me on history. Tell me the psychology of why we're still doing it. Why? Nobody calls me Levenger and it makes me upset. It makes me feel like I'm not a part of the team. And I would like to be a part of the team.
Do you think it's because, I mean, let's be honest, that's only been your last name for like a third of your life.
I know, but okay, get this.
You had a different one, right?
weirdness. Like, just assume for a second, like step into the female world. I've never had a last name that's mine. Never.
Well, you can't say that. Like the
Yes,
one
I can.
no, because you can say it's your dad's, but like mine's my dad's too.
I know, but that's just it. Yours, just like lineage gets down because you'll have it forever. You never have to change it. That's just the
That's
one
true.
you get. Mine is like, okay, I started with my father's. I get it, whatever. Hierarchies of things, like patriarchy, whatever you want to call it. But then I have to change it, and I've had to change mine 3 times.
Do you know that I had a girl tell me on a first date that she was not going to take the last name of whoever she married?
On a first date?
Yeah.
That seems abrupt.
Yeah.
I understand the sentiment, but like, honey, that's
Yeah.
that's a lot for a first.
We didn't go on a second date. So
Really? Why?
it was that. It's a
I
bunch of other things she brought up. I was like,
I can't understand why.
by the appetizer, I was like, let's wrap this up.
Oh man. All right. So here's what I want all the dudes who are listening to the show to do this week. Go out and call one of your female compatriots by their last name and just say, I want you to be a part of the team. Like, just do
I like
that
that.
for me and see what your react. I might get a lot of people in trouble.
I think you should do it, but not address it.
Just like say it.
Just do it.
Just
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
up and be like, what's up, Levenger? Like, how are those
Yeah.
reports doing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll do that in our
Oh.
Slack next week.
Do you have any females working for you?
You. You.
Other than me. Like, you guys contract with Sarah a lot. But I'm just
Yeah.
we might have to cut this out of the podcast.
Yeah, there's 2 more. Yeah, let's not get into my demographic hiring choices, actually.
Okay, I do have a topic for you today.
What
which
you got?
we're gonna
By the way, hold on. Before this, episode 99.
it is, guys. We should take a minute. Everybody, moment of silence, or not silence, because we don't not talk on this show. Moment of loudness for episode 99, everybody. We did it. Actually, this is really hard. Scotty apparently told me that, what did you say? I think, Scotty, you said like people don't get past 12 episodes. Is that right? You gave me a
most
number that was
podcasters
really low.
suck.
7 to 12. I was like, that is not that many. I just did this because I thought it was fun.
I'm having
I
a good
didn't
time.
realize that like people put effort into this.
It is more work than we thought. I think we're both
It
willing to
is,
admit that.
though. You have 2 podcasts as well. Like, this is not
Yep.
your only gig.
Yeah, I do 4 podcast episodes a week.
Ridiculous. I was promised exclusivity in our contract, so we're gonna have to talk about it.
I was promised pay. So how's that?
Truth. We're both disappointed. Okay, in episode 99. You guys are great. If you've been following us since like the very beginning, I appreciate you listening to us banter. This is literally just an excuse so that like Nate, Scotty, and I can hang out. That's the only reason it happens. So thank you so much. You guys are amazing. We're gonna make it to 100. I don't know what the hell we're doing for 100. Do you want the topic for today?
Yeah, hit me.
My husband.
What you got, Levenger?
Yeah, thank you.
See, how's that?
Now I feel like I'm part of the team. All right. Yes. So Levenger, my husband and I, we're getting new rings. Don't ask us why. It's just because we feel like it, basically, more than anything else. So we're getting new rings this year because next year is going to be our 15th anniversary.
Yeah.
Like we've been married a long time. So it was like, ooh, this is the year. Like we got to commemorate because, hey, psychology and numbers, go back and listen to that episode because numbers do weird things to the brain. So he's coming to me, asking me, poor consumer Casey, I'm like outing him on the internet, which ring he should get. And he goes, babe, I found one. I found one from a company that's amazing. He wants to get a Ridge ring. That's the reaction I was hoping you would.
Does he know that Original Grain sells rings?
He does. And so and again, to his credit, like my husband is very kind to me. And I always ask him, like, can I use you for content? And he's like, I don't care. So he's not going to be too upset about this. But now I want to talk about from a marketer who's trying to get a customer in at the point of like, ooh, you're getting to the point of like breaking off into a pattern. He's motivated to get a ring, which we can talk about the BJ Fogg model if you want. Motivated to get a ring. He has the ability and the cash to get one. How are you going to persuade consumer Casey to get a ring from you guys and not from Ridge?
It depends. How often does he wear an Original Grain watch?
He wears your watch once a week, twice a week, maybe.
Yeah, that's not enough. That's why.
Really?
I think
yours
so.
is on brand.
Yeah, like I don't think
Interesting.
I don't think we're stealing a customer who's not wearing our watch more often.
Really? Are you sure?
No. No, but I think.
Interesting. Okay, and the only reason I asked you that
far. Because here's why. I think
Okay.
what's he wear the other days? His Omega?
Yeah. Omega, or he'll flip between Omega or Breitling.
So like here's the thing. Our ring is designed to match one of our watches. It will clash with all other watches. He can get a more kind of generic, boring ring from a different company.
The boring one.
But it'll never clash no matter what watch he's wearing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Are yours?
I'm assuming yours are all made of wood, or do you have any metal ones?
They're all inlaid in tungsten.
Ooh,
so like they're good quality. We make them in the same spot that every other ring company you can think of makes theirs.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey.
But they all have wood in them. They're the same color tungsten as our watches are. So like they're just purpose built to match our watches, which maybe is a mistake on our end. Because I do think it limits us to like guys who buy our rings wear our watches 5 days a week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you guys actually have a different psychological. Yeah. You've actually encouraged a very different psychological behavioral process.
Yeah.
Just because it matches. I would propose to Original Grain to make 2 types of rings that don't match any of your watches. One basic gold, one basic silver. Mostly because you have them and they're not selling?
No, I said like just to have them.
Oh,
like,
yeah. 100% just to have them.
Yeah.
Mostly because I mean, this is anecdotal, but I've never met a dude that was like, I want a green and gold and red ring.
Right. Yeah.
Most of them are like, I want silver or I want gold. That's it.
Yeah.
Some of them nowadays are wanting like a rubber ring, which I find really interesting.
I'm a big rubber ring guy.
Yeah. This is like a thing with weightlifting and farming and like all kinds of crazy stuff. Outside of that, though, the basic rings that my husband's looking for, which again, he's in your clientele, he's in your market because he wears your watches and he's like interested in getting more. And I keep telling him, like, slow down, man. You have like 5 watches. You can't even wear them all. Whatever. Anyways, so he's interested in the rings. And so I told him, you need to go look on Original Grain and take a look at theirs and see if you like theirs better. Do you want to know the reason why he's getting a Ridge ring?
Yeah.
He said it was not the look, it was the material. He loved the way your guys' looked, but they have a specific material that he was looking for.
What do they have?
Ridge, shout out to Sean too. I know he doesn't listen to this podcast, but like shout out to you because man, my husband went like deep into the rabbit hole. So he was looking at.
They've crushed rings. I mean,
they have, which I'm like shocked because they sell wallets, which is similar to what you guys. I mean, it's
fantastic case study in like category expansion.
I need to go do some digging on those. You know what Damascus is?
I do know what Damascus is.
Yes. Okay, this is the
We're
one
working on some Damascus watches.
What is Damascus?
So it's this process of making steel where you get it super hot and then you fold it over like a million times. It's how they made like samurai swords and stuff.
Yeah.
It's super tough, super strong, and then it has this like really cool like layered kind of look to it.
It looks like wood.
Yeah, it does.
Looks like wood. I was like,
we should put a Damascus ring on the board.
Yes. Okay, so that was the only reason why. Is because he was like, I actually really like the way this looks because it's black. It kind of looks a little bit like carbon fiber, he said, which he's like really into carbon fiber. But it looks a little bit like that wood tone to it, but it's a very distinct looking ring.
Yeah, that's fair.
That was the only reason why he didn't choose you guys. It was what it's made of. And that's I find really interesting. That's just around rings, it seems like. You guys have actually taken that need from a behavioral standpoint of like, I need it made of something in particular and applied it to watches. I haven't seen this almost anywhere else. People typically want gold, platinum, titanium. Those are normal materials that people look for in the buying process when it comes to jewelry. Very rarely do they look for that in watches. Usually in watches, it's filtered, meaning when people look for watches, I want a silver one or I want a gold one. They usually are talking about the color.
Yep.
Not what
and
it's
then they
made
pick the
of.
brand that they can afford.
And the
basically,
brand,
like, that's it. Yeah.
This is the only time I'm like, you looked at what it was made of. I'm not gonna look at what it's made of.
That's some good consumerism from Casey right there. He's consuming hard.
He's consuming he always consumes hard. Consumer Casey goes hard at it, people. And that's which is funny because they actually had a carbon fiber one on there. And I think he was kind of like, I like the black Damascus one more.
Yeah.
So, okay. So we'll talk about this a little bit because this is something that I'm studying heavily right now, which is the BJ Fogg model. Have we talked about that before?
I don't think so.
Okay. BJ Fogg is a behavioral scientist, psychologist that basically studied a whole bunch of humans in like different areas of their life and watched people behave all over the world, like all over the place, right? He was basically just trying to figure out how do decisions and behaviors get made with humans. So it's not specifically for marketing, but his model is interesting because it basically says you have to have 3 things to elicit any behavior from any human on the planet. First thing you have to have is motivation. Like they have to want it, obviously. Yeah. And it's got to be pretty high for people to go and actually actively seek it out. The second thing you have to have is like ability. So you got to be capable of getting it, right? Mm-hmm. So you might want to work for like a Fortune 500 company, but before you do that, you have to have like at least a 4-year degree. That's the ability part, right?
Could ability be like they have to have the cash for it? It also has to be sold in their area. They have to like, okay.
Exactly. Ability comes in all sorts of weird ways. It's not just about like, are you mentally able to do it? It's like, can you physically go get it?
So motivation, ability.
And then the last thing is the prompt. Now, marketers assume that prompt means they saw an ad. That's a type of a prompt, but it's not the only type of prompt.
Right. That's when we would go back to like the moment in their lives, how they're feeling.
Yeah. So this all goes into like, you have to have all 3 of these in play. You often see this, like, great example, brushing your teeth in the morning, right? So that's the prompt. You walk into the bathroom, it's early in the morning, you see your toothbrush, prompting comes in, your brain goes, crap, I forgot I have to, do that this morning. You're only motivated because it's the morning and your motivation is like, I need to like get rid of the nasty smell of like sleep breath. You have an ability to do it, obviously, because you've been brushing since you were like 3. So very quickly, you just get that done, right? The brain doesn't have to think about teeth brushing anymore. But if you happen to get out of bed and possibly like get on a phone call real quick and then walk out of your room into a different room, because you didn't see the prompt of seeing the toothbrush, you wouldn't go brush your teeth. You would forget to do it that day.
Even though the motivation and the ability are there, the prompt isn't there. So you don't do it.
Exactly. The prompt isn't there. So it's like, well, shit. Like, when it comes to selling rings, how do we get somebody to come over to us using the BJ Fogg model and not like go to our competitors? Casey's very motivated because he's like, I'm ready. Like, we're getting new rings. Like, I've had this one for 15 years. We're just kind of like celebrating being together for this long. It's time for me to get something special. So he's looking for commemorative, very common in your industry. He has the ability because he's got the cash flow and he's got like, I can go and search. I can order this today. I have no barriers because I can order it online and they'll just like deliver to my house. The prompt that he sees is going to be critical, because whatever that prompt is, it really has to match we talk about this a lot, it has to match who he is as a person to be able to prompt him in the right direction. You don't want him to take a phone call and go this way and forget about you. So whatever that prompt is, whatever your ad is, whatever advertising you have in place needs to prompt around a behavior that he already does. Prompt around a behavior he already elicits. Yeah.
So I would immediately think like we need to start marketing our rings like around date nights. Like
That'd be interesting.
or around like, hey, like we know your marriage is something you value because you carve out this time for it. Men who carve out time for their marriage wear our rings. Like,
oh, I love that.
that
That's
for an
actually really good. I was gonna
just
negate that
freestyle
real
the
quick.
copy. I'm really talented. No, but like
try.
So I fully agree with you that I think a prompt is very rarely an ad.
Yeah.
Like to
Yeah, I don't
me,
think it is
like
either.
my ads try to capitalize on the individual prompts people are having in their lives, and I think we do that really well with watches. Like we talk to guys who just accomplished something, who just hit a milestone. We talk to women who have a reason to buy a gift right now for their man. I'm not doing that with rings right now, which is not good. Damn, 2 episodes in a row we discovered something I'm not doing well. Don't like that. Don't like where this podcast is headed. But yeah, I would market it towards like it's the same guy who's buying our watches, who works hard and sacrifices for his family.
Yeah. Same guy.
You know, guy who values his marriage and time with his wife. Like, I think we can definitely prompt harder in that direction.
Yes. Yeah. I think it'd be interesting to prompt around the date night experience because that's a when. So you prompt around a when. The other prompt that you could do though, especially for my husband, and we just talked about this, like he really loves this black Damascus thing because of the way it looks and because of what it's made of. So it's very possible that you can start to put in prompts around the materials that he likes. So when he sees those materials in real life, he'll be prompted to remember the ring.
Yeah.
Now for him, now for you, that's kind of hard because it's like, how the hell would we know what kind of like materials he's around? But for him, just knowing my husband, he loves carbon fiber things because carbon fiber is what his paramotor is made of.
Hold on.
Casey,
Casey does the thing where you strap a fan to your backpack and
he flies on literally like a trash bag attached to a ceiling fan.
And I think I finally found the perfect paramotor for me.
In the air.
Casey is so much cooler than I thought.
He is bonkers, and that's why I married him, because it was like, sir, I don't know that you know.
So funny that you thought you could mention that on minute 18 of episode 99 of this podcast, and I wasn't going to stop the episode in its tracks.
I didn't know you didn't know it. I thought we already talked about this like many times. Yeah, he's a paramotorist. Is that what that? It sounds like a terrorist, a paramotorist.
Dang, that's wild. Good for him.
Yeah, you know, it's great for him. It's not lovely for the people who are on the ground, like waiting for him to just come back down. But yeah, you know, it's an interesting sport. It's made of freaking carbon fiber, and we take it out in my Tacoma in this big field, and he just straps it on and then runs like a duck.
Yeah.
And then like me up in the air.
So then interesting that he went with Damascus and not the carbon fiber, because Damascus is super heavy. They couldn't make that thing out of Damascus.
Yeah, that's why he liked it.
Yeah.
Because he's had carbon fiber rings before that he was like, it just feels like I'm gonna break it because it's light. It's very lightweight. He likes the heavy feeling of the weight of the ring because psychology, the heavier your products are, the more quality they're gonna feel. So that's why he liked the Damascus one, because it was like, it looks like carbon fiber, but it feels like it's made of freaking steel.
Interesting.
I'm telling you, I'm like, this was a good episode, and I just came up with this off the top of my head like 3 minutes in. I was like, ooh, we should talk about Casey.
That's super interesting.
Yeah. So your next prompt, interesting about date night. I would test that one for sure.
Yeah.
But the next one I would do is carbon fiber, right? Looks like carbon fiber, it feels like steel. That's the intersection. And then you guys are so great at this. Make sure you put the pattern of the material that it's made of.
Yeah.
Real close up so that people can tell what it is, what it looks like.
Yeah, we've got great photography of the rings, and I wonder if we should go in the direction, because what people ask us a lot is like they want to make sure the rings are like solid and built to last. So we can do like, hey, like it, you know, it looks like, or it has inlaid in it whiskey barrel wood, but like it's completely sealed in tungsten that's indestructible.
Yeah. Tungsten is also one of those things that people look for. Yours are interesting though, because they don't look like tungsten.
Right.
They feel like it because they're
Yeah.
heavy, but they're made of wood and tungsten.
Interesting. Well, it looks like we've got some work to do on ring sales.
Yeah, well, and I know you guys have been working on that for a while, so I was like, this might be an interesting episode because rings is a totally different behavioral process for the brain than watches.
I wouldn't say a while. About 3 weeks ago, I decided we should sell rings. So
okay, 3 weeks ago, we started working on rings. Yeah, so this will be really interesting to see what kind of prompt can you put in place that will help people recognize you in their own life, right? Recognize you in their own life.
Oh, that's such a good way to frame advertising. That should be the entire episode, is that sentence. How can you frame your products to exist in like what they already do?
Yeah, what they're already doing, how they're already looking at stuff. Because what you want them to do is you want him to go out and like get his carbon fiber friggin' paramotor ready to go, and he's gonna go on a flight. Look at that material and say, Original Grain still has those rings. I need to go back and take a look at those.
Yeah.
That's what you want him to do. That's why you advertise in the first place. You don't convince him to buy anything. You're just reminding him that was something he already wanted.
Yeah, I'm a big believer. We've talked about it. Like, we have no control over making someone buy or not. But what we can do is, I think we can increase their motivation. We can't create it, but I think we can like increase the intensity of it. We can't control ability at all. And I think we can like increase the frequency of how often they're being prompted, and we can make our prompts look like it fits in their life already.
100%.
But so much of that process has to happen in the individual consumer's head.
And it's got to happen pretty much weekly. Like, this is the reason why the toothpaste example is pretty poignant for this. Is it's got to be something that reminds them of you all the time. This happens when you date people a lot, where it's like, oh, that was his like favorite place to get like spaghetti or whatever it is. Or it's like he uses the same sponge to clean his dishes. Ridiculous. But it's like it's brain associations is all it's doing. Is it reminds you of him because you've chosen to make that a very critical part of your life, not because his dish sponge is interesting.
Yeah, you lost me on that example. I haven't washed a dish in years, but sure, whatever you say, Levenger.
All right, so now I need you to go test this and see what comes out of it.
We definitely will reframe ring ads.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's how we should be talking about it. And then I'm gonna send Casey an email. Like, not an email campaign. I'm gonna send him personally an email from me that's like, dude.
You're like, are you not? What is wrong?
What the hell, bro?
Dude, what the hell? I thought we were bros. That's so funny. You absolutely should. That would crack him up for weeks. He would laugh so hard. Okay, where can people find you if they want to see what you're doing?
You can follow me on Twitter or whatever and listen to a podcast. I don't know. It's fine. Whatever.
You're gonna have to go search. If you really want to find Nate, you'll find him. He's out there.
We'll figure it out.
Okay. Follow me at Sir Levenger everywhere you consume content. Although I'm slowing down on content for a second. My brain is real tired, my guys. So you'll see me on Twitter a lot and on LinkedIn a lot. I don't know about TikTok. I get a weird vibe over there. I'm not sure.
TikTok sucks.
It's a lot. So I think I might just let them do what they do over on the TikTokers. Yeah.
I'm so out on short form content. That's like the principle.
Oof, it's a lot.
Consuming it, creating it. I don't respect people who spend time on it. So
hey, that's me, or it was earlier this summer. I haven't done it in a while.
Sorry. Didn't mean you.
I actually really love the long form stuff. Like, that's where my jam is. I just want to sit here and talk your face off for 17 hours. Is really what Sarah wants to do. Anyways, thanks for this.
Episode 99.
I like the episode 99. Done.
See you in triple digits.
Brain Driven Brands is part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network and is presented by Tether Insights. For more information, go to tetherinsights.io.